If you like our video, click the button to subscribe to our channel and get easy access to new content. To see our full suite of ad-free video courses, instruction manuals, and quick reference guides, visit us at www.teachucomp.com. The Quick Selection tool in Photoshop uses a round brush tool to let you either click or click and drag in an image to select pixels and also automatically select adjacent pixels based on color and texture similarity up to any edges found by the tool. To use the Quick Selection tool in Photoshop, click the Quick Selection tool button in the Tools panel. The Quick Selection tool shares the same button in the Tools panel with the Object Selection tool and Magic Wand tool, and the button shows the icon for the last tool selected. So, if needed, make sure you select the Quick Selection tool by clicking and holding down on this button, and then selecting the Quick Selection tool choice from the side menu that appears. Next, click to select the layer in the Layers panel that contains the object to select. This is very important when using the Quick Selection tool, as this tool determines the selection shape only from the pixels within the selected layer by default, unless you check the Sample All Layers checkbox in the Options bar control panel, which we'll examine momentarily. To show a drop-down menu of saved tool presets from which you can choose if you created any for the Quick Selection tool, click the Click to Open the Tool Preset Picker button at the left end of the Options bar control panel. To choose a selection setting button to use for your selection, click either the New Selection, Add to Selection, or Subtract from Selection button in the Options bar control panel. This choice determines how the selection you are about to make interacts with any existing active selections in the Photoshop document. When using the Quick Selection tool in Photoshop, your first selection in an image is made using the New Selection mode. It then automatically changes to the Add to Selection mode for any additional selections you make in the image. So be aware of this mode change if making multiple selections in an image using this tool. To change the brush options for the Quick Selection tool, click the Click to Open the Brush Options button in the Options bar control panel to show the Brush Options panel. To set the size of the brush, use the Size slider or enter a value into the adjacent field in the Brush Options panel. To set the hardness of the brush, use the Hardness slider or enter a percentage into the adjacent field. To set the distance between brush marks in a stroke, use the Spacing slider or enter a percentage into the adjacent field. To set the brush angle and roundness, enter values into the angle and roundness fields, or click and drag the solid circles and arrow in the brush tip icon to the left of these fields in the Brush Options panel. To choose what device controls the size of the brush, select a choice from the Size dropdown. Your choices include pen pressure, stylus wheel, or off. Then click the Click to Open the Brush Options button again to collapse the panel. If needed, to change the brush angle, enter a value in degrees into the Set the Brush Angle field in the Options bar control panel. This replicates the same setting from the Brush Options panel. To force the Quick Selection tool to sample pixel color data from all visible layers instead of the selected layer in the Layers panel when using the tool, check the Sample All Layers checkbox in the Options bar control panel. If unchecked, which is the default, Photoshop only looks for objects in the selected layer in the Layers panel. To automatically enhance the selection edges you make, check the Enhance Edge checkbox. To turn it off if you don't like the enhanced edge selection results, uncheck the checkbox. To use the Quick Selection tool after applying the desired tool settings, simply click or click and drag over the color of the adjacent pixels to select in the image to create your selection. Remember to check the selection after making an initial selection to change it from the Add to Selection button choice if needed. Remember to click the subscribe button to see more of our videos. See our full suite of courses, instruction manuals, and quick reference guides at www.teachucomp.com.